The Iranians are practicing closing the Straits of Hormuz, where 1 out of every 5 barrels of oil in the world go through, and we want to get to a point of energy production in the United States that we say, frankly, that's a problem for China, and that's a problem for Europe, but it is not a problem for the United States, and we hope you guys figure out how you're going to deal with it, because we're not going to be hostage to the Iranians. But let me go a step further. There's something profoundly wrong when a president of the United States, the commander-in-chief, apologizes while young Americans are being killed. My message is, Mr. President, no more apologies, period. In 2009, the U.S. Army burned Bibles in Afghanistan. Did Christians riot and kill people? No. We were pretty irritated by it. We thought it was wrong. But they didn't protect Bibles. They didn't explain that Bibles are sacred books. They burned them. In Nigeria, churches are burned down. Does anybody apologize? In Egypt, churches are burned down. Does anybody apologize? In Malaysia, churches are burned down. Does anybody apologize? In Iraq, under the American occupation, the number of Christians in the country fell from 1,200,000 to 500,000 because of anti-Christian persecution while we were there. Does anybody apologize? You look at what happened Saturday a week ago. A Moroccan was arrested trying to bomb the U.S. Capitol. Under the Obama administration's deliberate censorship, they cannot technically, the FBI cannot report on his motivation. Now, every one of you knows why a Moroccan would be trying to bomb the U.S. Capitol. It's not because they're part of Rotary International. And there's something sick about an administration which is so pro-Islamic that it can't even tell the truth about the people who are trying to kill us. We now know that the Pakistanis, for 7 years, were hiding bin Laden in a military city within a mile of their National Defense University. Does any serious person believe that could have been done without a significant part of the Pakistani government knowing it and protecting it? And yet, did the Pakistanis hunt down the people who were protecting them? No. They arrested the person who was helping us. I believe we need to reassess every element of our relationship with the Islamic world, and we need to be prepared to do whatever it takes to become economically independent and to be able to tell the truth. An American president who cannot tell the truth cannot possibly defend this country. How outrageous Obama's bias is. He rushes to apologize to Afghans while he is waging war on the Catholic Church in the United States. So let's be clear. This is an anti-religious administration at home which apologizes to another religion overseas, and that's about as one-sided and wrong as you could possibly be. You don't see anybody from the Obama administration going to Catholic churches to apologize. You don't see them going to pro-life Protestant churches to apologize. You don't see them going to Christian universities of every background to apologize. Because after all, those don't count. I think this is really a serious moment. I think we can look into the mind of the president in the speed and thoroughness with which they have disowned their own people. The young men and women who were engaged in this project, remember, these are Korans that had been desecrated by the Muslims who we had arrested and were being used to communicate. This wasn't some random, let's go out and burn Korans. These are books that were being used deliberately by the people who were defacing them to send messages. And yet we are supposed to respect their religion more than they respected their religion. And you think in Syria that Assad has issued an order, please don't bomb any mosques? Please make sure when you kill dissidents you don't hurt any Korans? Baloney. This whole thing is like the Danish cartoon riots of 4 or 5 years ago. It is one more excuse to be anti-Western, to whip up hatred, to have an excuse to come and attack us, to make us feel bad. And my attitude is, enough. We don't need that. I would say to the Pakistanis, and I would say to the Afghans, and you don't want us to be there? We sure don't need to be there. You don't want our money? We sure don't need to send it. You don't want to do it. And I would say to the new Egyptian government, you want to hold 19 Americans hostage? Don't expect another penny in aid. Don't expect another bit of military equipment. What you have today is the weakest president in modern times. They all sense it, and they are bullying him, and he is allowing them to bully him. And that's fine if they want to bully Barack Obama, but it is wrong for the United States of America to put up with that kind of behavior by people. Now you may wonder, how rapidly can we turn things around? And by the way, just take these two issues, energy and apologies, and you can understand why I look forward to debating Barack Obama this fall. And I want to debate him without some news media person trying to ask a distorted, one-sided question to protect the president. So you may wonder, so how fast can we turn it around? Well, I believe the economy will start to recover late on election night. I've had some experience helping develop national campaigns. In 1980, I helped organize a Capitol Steps event where all the candidates for the first time in history stood with Ronald Reagan, pledged 5 major ideas, and we won 6 U.S. Senate seats by a combined margin of 75,000 votes, and we won control of the Senate when nobody thought we could. We came back in 1994. We had 350 candidates come and stand on the Capitol steps to sign the contract with America. We ran a positive campaign. At the end of that campaign, we had the largest one-party increase in American history, 9 million votes for an off year. So I think we can design a campaign this fall. I'm going to ask every Republican candidate for the House and Senate to campaign as a team. One of their pledges will be that when we get elected, when they are sworn in on January 3rd, they will stay in office and stay in Washington. And before I am sworn in on January 20th, they will repeal Obamacare.